I do try to get a little bit of an early start, have some breakfast. This morning I had some yogurt, nothing fancy, and look over the plans for the day. We had our Human Services Committee that we met this morning, and that's a great committee. I get a lot of satisfaction from serving time on the Human Services Committee. We see a lot of different bills that impact the lives of everyday Illinois citizens. Each bill that somebody has, you have to go through a committee process, and that involves going before some of your peers in the House with potentially witnesses. Today we did not have any witnesses, and kind of giving a reason to a committee of why this bill should move forward to the House floor. So today we heard my bill on military dependents, so family members of folks that are in active military. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to expand the timeline so that those families can enroll their students into the local schools that they will be going to 6 months prior to their relocation. That passed unanimously. I was very happy to see it pass on a bipartisan unanimous basis, and that'll proceed to the House floor here in the near future. At about 10 o'clock today, we sat down after our committee meeting, and we were met with some folks from the district who happened to be visiting the Capitol today. And we sat down and talked to them about some of the business impacts that we're seeing in the 70th District right now. And then we had at, I believe it was 10:15 or 10:30, we had a group come in of physical education instructors talking about the impact of physical education in our school districts and what that means. The University of Illinois Extension Service came in at about 11 o'clock, and then we sat down at about 11:30, 11:45 with some folks concerned about solar energy in our area and the environmental impact that solar energy could potentially have for generations going forward. So we had a short meeting discussing that, and then we had to move on because the session in the House of Representatives started at noon. So we had to hustle from this office here across the way and get over there, and I think we had 3 or 4 conversations on the walk over there as well. So it was a very productive morning. We were in session today a little bit longer than what I anticipated. We actually started to move a handful of bills out of the House of Representatives. And then immediately after session, we adjourned and we headed off to our state government committee. We sat in our state government committee and debated the issues that, mostly resolutions today that were before that committee. And then I had the higher education committee that met at 3 o'clock. So excused myself out of the state government committee, headed downstairs to higher education, and fortunately today I had a visit from Dan Templin with the DeKalb County Community Foundation, who was visiting on some of the issues that they're looking at. The end of the day sometimes is a chance to sit back and really digest what happened and figure out what you may need to do as far as finishing touches on things that were started during the day. Again, with a bunch of chaos that happens from people calling you and talking to you about different bills, oftentimes like we're doing now, there's some notes and some return phone calls and return emails that need to happen. So reserve that for the end of the day. I'm usually one of the last representatives out of the building. I usually try to put in a full day, and then we often have constituents that come down for their lobby day. So on tonight's agenda, I believe we have 3 different receptions that we're going to try to make it to. Go talk to some constituents that are in the area. Dinner usually happens somewhere between 8 and 9 at night, and then back to the hotel, catch up on some personal email, and start all over the following day at 6 a.m. It's a very, very full day when we're down here in Springfield.
What you eating? You know you've been followed.